times the world came closest to ending. The time the world came closest to ending is when I said I was gonna quit content and streaming. That was the saddest day on all of Earth. The saddest day on all of Earth. Everybody around the world cried when they heard Tommy Energy may quit his content. But don't worry, I'm here. I never would. Cause I'm never quitting. I'm never quitting. Damn. Okay, let me actually answer this. 9/11. I don't know.
On October the 1st of 1962, during the Cold War, a B-59 submarine set sail from
What even is the Cold War? Why was it so cold that they had to make a whole war called Cold War?
its base in Kola, Venezuela, to the Caribbean Sea. And within it would be one of the Soviet Union's largest nuclear weapons. But shortly into this trip, a US air carrier alongside 11 destroyer vessels spotted the submarine, causing the US to drop hundreds of explosives on it. So
Damn,
in an attempt to
that's not
dodge
nice.
these so-called depth charges, the submarine went down into the ocean, causing all forms of communication to fail due to the low signal. This meant that the crew of the submarine could not follow orders from Moscow, leaving them completely stranded.
So what did you drop a nuke?
Food supply was starting to run low, and the submarine was either forced to launch its nuke or risk going onto the surface to resupply and potentially be killed. The ship's captain wanted to launch the nuke, for which they needed the approval of 3 senior officers.
So bro, they be playing too much with this nuke. Okay, can we relax, bro? Why do countries be playing with this shit? Like, if you don't drop a nuke, every country's gonna nuke. Yeah, world leaders, go in a boxing ring and fight. Go ahead and suck each other off. We don't care about you, bro. Let me just live my life. All right, let me live at least another 30 years. Chill out.
On board. Luckily, one of the officers rejected the idea, mentioning how little
Nigga, you're gonna make
explosives
them
were
use
actually
nukes?
used in the bombs. And he turned out to be right. The submarine went to the surface without being attacked by the Americans and was ordered to return to Moscow.
Like,
You see,
they were really old. Russians were crash outs. I mean, Russians are still crash outs, but like, they were gonna drop a bomb, bro, over their ship getting bombed. Like, the whole world. You wanted the whole world to be gone because your little ship was getting bombed. You loser.
if this guy had agreed with his fellow officers, it would have sent the world into a nuclear war, likely ending all life on Earth in the process. And this was one of the closest moments we've ever been to nuclear war, but this volcano was 100 times scarier to
face?
witness. You see, over 70,000 years
nuclear
ago,
bomb
a
goes
massive
off, they all
volcano
go off.
nearly eliminated all life on Earth, sending the planet into an ice age that lasted over 1,000 years. A lake
Damn.
in Indonesia was home to the largest volcano ever spotted. And when this thing erupted, it sent more than 2,800 cubic kilometers of molten rock into the atmosphere, killing millions of animals and crops that were near the impact. The debris reached heights of over 400 kilometers, which is over 5 times higher
The
than
only volcano I'm scared of for real is Yellowstone. Like, if that goes off, what are we about to do, bro? Because they said if that volcano goes off, all of humanity's done for. Where do we go? Do we go to Antarctica? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna live inside a Nokia phone. Okay? Nokia phones are indestructible. I'm just gonna live inside one. I'm leaving to North Korea. Bro, what? Yeah, if anything, you're gonna be taken faster. You're gonna be taken out faster. I go to the moon, me personally. By that point, we better be able to live on the moon, so I can aliens. Caleb, cut that part out.
the Mount Everest. The sheer amount of debris caused all the sunlight to be blocked, causing the Earth's temperatures to be at an extreme low for the years to follow. The eruption most likely also caused the strongest earthquake ever seen, but it's still not agreed upon by scientists just how powerful it would have been. Though it's safe to say it would make the top
Alien
3
pussy's
ever
terrible?
recorded.
No.
It's actually a miracle of how species survived this, since it led to crops dying all around the world due to
Damn.
the lack of sunlight and cold weather. It's still the largest recorded volcanic eruption of all time. I for sure hope it stays that way for a very long time. Kind of like how the Black Death should never return as well. Imagine you're standing in the middle of an open town. The clouds look dark and stormy, and a forest near you is on fire. And now imagine you suddenly died from coughing. Yep, that's how serious this virus actually was. The Black Death, also known as the bubonic
Oh,
plague,
we all know about this, man.
was one of the most devastating pandemics in
I would survive though. Ew, that would be on my thigh. Ew, ew. Nah, it looks like you just took a fat ass diarrhea and then just rubbed your fingers on it. Nostalgia? Are you saying this is nostalgia for me? First off, no. I was not born in the Black Plague. Second off, you think I would be with the regular folks in the town? Let's be serious. They wouldn't even allow me in the town.
human history. It was
Niggas
believed
do
to have
Dennis?
originated in Asia, where the first plague first arrived in Europe in 1347. It then spread rapidly throughout Europe via trade routes, being transmitted primarily through black rats, which were commonly found on merchant ships in cities. The disease was extremely deadly, to the point where almost 60% of Europe was killed in a matter of years.
Oh, that's so
The
crazy.
doctors knew very little about the disease at the time, believing it was
But how did this pop up out of nowhere, bro? That's why I say rats are so disgusting, bro. I can't visit New York, alright? Like, that's literally the reason why. Rats are like they exist just to, like cockroaches. Like, they exist just to haunt humans. Just be f***ing nuisances, bro. You have there's no point, bro. If I see any rat on the street, let me not say that.
God punishing people rather than an actual illness, which is a big part of how it's claimed so many victims nowadays. The Black Death was also a huge issue in Asia, but it's unclear just how much it treated society, as there's not really much documentation around the actual incident. If the disease was around for longer, the effects would have been unthinkable, as it already killed more than 50% of major cities during the 17 years it lasted. Modern scientists believed that quarantine was a massive part in how they got control over the disease, but as life-threatening as that disease was, things could have gotten way worse on September 26th of 1980.
Damn, and it must have been extra boring too, like them quarantine, because at least in our quarantine, we had our phones, had technology. What did they have? They could read books by the campfire. Wow. So fun.
83. A computer
Books
in the
and
Soviet
stones?
bunker reported that an intercontinental ballistic missile was heading towards the Soviet Union from the United States. If this was a real missile, it would trigger a strategic concept known as mutually assured destruction, meaning that the Soviet Union would have retaliated by launching the majority of its nuclear weapons to the United States and Europe. The crew inside of the bunker only had few
Oh wait, is this the guy that like stopped? Oh, I think I know this.
minutes to guess if this was a real threat or if it was a computer error, as there was no other way to prove the threat to be real or fake. If the crew made the wrong decision, it could lead to the
See, bro, this is why you can't trust them Russians, bro. Because how is your technology so up that it literally thought, like, bro, we could have just been dead. How was your technology that up? Where if they found this out, bro, if they found out it was a real nuke, we would have been cooked. If the dude thought it was a real nuke.
Soviet Union launching its arsenal of nukes, which would lead into an all-out nuclear war. So trusting his instincts, the lieutenant colonel refused to notify his superiors of the potential threat, believing it to be a false alarm. He believed that if this was a real attack, the US would have sent hundreds of missiles, and to their relief,
That's facts.
nothing happened. It turned out that the false alarm was caused by a rare alignment of sunlight on clouds that had hit the satellite, and after
my
several
God,
more
bro.
close calls, it was taken out of service. But if the colonel hadn't followed protocol—
Imagine now if it messes up though. Like somebody's gonna be on crash out time and be like, yeah, and then just press the button and we'd be done for. And I'm not gonna lie, it would definitely be America. All right, it would definitely be America, bro. I can see Trump in office. He's like, oh, they sent the nuke. We're gonna send 50 back, and then we're done for.
that day, it would have ended humanity as we know it, kind of like how in 1999, over
don't launch
$800
the
billion
nukes.
was spent to counter the Y2K bug. The
Not
Y2K
launching
bug
any
is
nukes
known as one
anytime
of the
soon.
biggest possible computer bugs ever recorded, with close to $1 trillion going into preventing it from happening. The bug came into existence from the way that computer systems worked at the time, because computers would only read the last 2 digits of a year, meaning the year 2000 would be the exact same as 1900. Predictions of what
That's
this
just
bug
dumb as
would
shit.
cause ranged from planes falling out of the sky to nuclear missiles failing, which would have ended up causing a nuclear war. So pretty much anything that used a computer at the time was vulnerable to the bug. Even things like electrical grids and prison systems, all at risk. Fear of the bug started in 1959, which is the first time that the US government would begin to spend money on the problem. It started with just $1 billion, but as more predictions of the consequences
Just
came
$1 billion.
more money would
Oppenheimer helped.
begin to be spent, to the point where close to $1 trillion went into updating all computer systems in the US alone.
Damn.
The Americans were not positive that the Russians were capable of updating their nuclear systems at the time, which is for a short while tensions were at that same height as during the Cold War, kind of like the tensions that were seen on September 17th of 1966,
I thought I was about to hear September 11th.
where a B-52 bomber plane carrying 4 hydrogen bombs took off from a base in North Carolina. The bomber was sent on a routine mission over the Mediterranean Sea,
Let me guess, Yeah, somebody fumbled and they just dropped.
which required it to be refueled mid-air using a tanker aircraft. And although this was commonly done at the time, it was still a risky move for them to take with 4 bombs in the back. But while attempting to refuel this bomber, 2 planes collided, causing all 4 of the nuclear bombs to fall down and nearly explode in a village in Spain. The impact caused the
Holy
explosive
shit.
payloads of the bombs to scatter radioactive plutonium all over the landscape, causing the entire village to be evacuated. Luckily, the bomb safety systems prevented this from actually exploding, which is why it would have been the worst nuclear explosion ever recorded in human history. A similar event actually happened in 1958.
Nah, that would be crazy, bro. Imagine just living in a remote village and being like, this must be the light of God. Phew, psh, and then you're just done for. You're just done for. Yeah, that would be a terrible way to go out, man. That's just terrible RNG, bro.
Where the United States lost an 8,000-pound nuke in a plane crash, which
What?
is still not being found all the way to this very day. In total, the US is still missing.
Okay, I'm gonna be real, y'all. I'm gonna be real. I think I know somebody that has it. But I don't know, though. I don't know how true it is. I don't know how true that is, alright? I heard a rumor, alright? I heard a rumor that it was in the back of a Taco Bell somewhere near me. I don't know how true that is. But, like, somebody, government, if y'all want to get on that, get on. Okay, I'm kidding. I swear, no, they're gonna clip this and think it's actually real. Yo, I just be trolling too much, bro. I swear I be trolling too much. Tommy has, I do not have no nuclear weapons, alright? I do not have any nuclear weapons. Calm down.
6 of its nukes, and it's scary to think about those hands that they might have ended up in. But that's not as scary as the training tape incident. The training tape incident was potentially one of the worst human errors to ever happen. You see, on November 9th of 1979, the US early warning systems detected a large-scale incoming Soviet nuclear strike. A threat assessment conference was held immediately in order to discuss strategies, while at the same time, the US started preparing for a full-scale counterattack involving thousands of nukes. The president's
Damn, that
so-called
was it?
Doomsday plane was also
See, is that even necessary, though? That's the thing, okay? If they drop a couple nukes, like, just drop, like, 5, bro. Y'all saw what that one nuke did to Japan? Like, that took out 50k people, bro. Why do we gotta drop, like, thousands?
launched in case the US mainland was bombed. However, within minutes of the original alert, the officers had reviewed all the raw data from satellites and checked early warning radars across the country. And that's when they found out someone was getting fired in that office. As it turns out, someone had mistakenly entered a training tape into the computers that ran the country's early warning systems. This little
nice
mistake
one.
caused all the country's warning systems to go off, which could have very well started a World War III if the US responded any sooner with its counterattack. Imagine being that guy that put in the tape. Honestly,
Bruh, dude must have been f***ing eliminated from this earth. How do they get employees that fumble this much? No, it actually be so scary, bro. I swear, the government just be having dumbass employees. Like, I don't know how they hire these people. Anybody sane could work these jobs, and they just pick the dumbest people.
I would just quit and move far away out of shame. But did you know in the next few thousand years, WR104, a triple star, is expected to explode in a supernova. And as a result
What?
of this, it's predicted that the world will produce a so-called gamma ray burst that could very well end all life on Earth.
Oh, it looks
These
cool,
bursts
though.
are extremely energetic explosions that are called the most powerful class of explosions in the universe by NASA. And these things are
I mean, is it fast, though? Can you at least do it fast?
no joke. They shoot
don't
out a
wanna feel
massive ray of gamma, which will completely set our atmosphere on fire, which will kill at least like 75%
Oh, no. Oh, God. Could you at least just, like, do it instantly? Oh, it's fast? Okay.
of the world's population. And these things look like a literal Death Star from Star Wars when they fire.
No, that does look
And
badass, though. It will be, imagine, y'all, the light comes out, and then you're just taking a fit pick, and then you're in the back like this. Like, you're just taking, like, a cool-ass, you're taking, like, a cool-ass fit pick. Little laser. That would be crazy, bro. That would be the hardest photo of all time.
As deadly as the phenomenon will be, it does look really cool. We've talked about nuclear bombs a few times so far in this video, but this video wouldn't be complete without talking about the man behind it all, Mr. Oppenheimer. While they were developing the first
goat.
ever nuclear bomb, there was a real scare that this device could start a chain reaction to destroy the entire Earth. Now, obviously, it didn't happen, but the threat remained there until the very moment it was tested, and to everyone's relief, nothing happened. Well, outside of a nuke going
Nah,
off,
he
of
was really
course.
tripping with that, bro. He was like, hey, well, we got one shot at this. If not, Farewell.
Though it wasn't fun for all people who designed and
shit
tested
for
this
real?
bomb, however. As diseases such as heart disease, leukemia, and other cancers started appearing in families of scientists that worked on this bomb. But actually, I got a question for you. Did you know that there's a volcano sitting dormant that would wipe out our entire planet? You see, unlike usual
Super
volcanoes,
Yellowstone?
this
I
super
already know.
volcano is actually mostly underground, stretching around 30 to 45 miles in size. This has happened 3 times from this exact same volcano, spewing more than 240 cubic miles of volcanic materials, which for comparison is just as big as the country of Ireland. It would
Damn.
be so detrimental that it would plummet the world's temperatures and kill up to millions of ecosystems. The volcano is currently dormant to this very day, but it could easily erupt at any given moment, shoving the entire planet into
Don't worry, I got this. I'm ending humanity now. Erupt now! You'll feel it in about 5 minutes.
a volcanic winter for up to thousands of years, meaning that there may be another moment that the world might end in the coming century. It would be so detrimental that it would plummet the world's
Imagine it
temperatures.
actually goes off. No, imagine, bruh. Just elimination, bruh. Everybody just sees a light out their window.
And it would kill up to millions of ecosystems. This volcano is currently dormant to this very day, but could easily erupt at any given moment, shoving
worry,
the
I can fix
entire
her.
planet into a volcanic winter for upwards of thousands of years.
I can fix her.
Meaning there might be another moment where the world comes to an end, all the way into the coming century. And the only
dying.
reason it
Damn, it
hasn't
actually
so
worked?
far is by complete dumb luck. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, click
Thank you. You know what? I
the
did
one on
enjoy
screen.
this video.
YouTube.
Damn, underrated channel. Nah, y'all go check out this channel, then 5K subs. Yeah, so you will be filming the Yellowstone volcano eruption very soon, just to let you know. And yeah, if you're watching this too, make sure to join the Discord and watch the streams.
Subscribe to Tommy NFG.